くらまし切り裂いてやる。決着はついた。言ったはずだ。決着はついたと。
Okay, solo leveling. My predictions, I have a feeling that one of my predictions is coming into light, is coming true. Back in season 1, episode 6, I made a video called The Old Sun Jinwoo is Gone Forever. And that was the episode when he first like killed humans for the first time. And like the system was like making him kill the humans basically, or making it his goal or his objective to kill the humans. And in that video, I made a theory, I made a prediction that the system is turning Sun Jinwoo into like the type of person they want him to be. So like this whole leveling up system and everything is so that they could turn him into whatever ideal they want him to be. And I've been sticking to that theory for a while, but this is like one of those episodes that's like showing further proof of that. Because if you think about Sun Jinwoo in like the first few episodes of season 1, there's no way you would have thought that he would kill somebody who wasn't like truly trying to kill him. Like I don't think the A rank, I don't know, the thing is I didn't think when he killed like the A rank hunter, it felt like it was like completely necessary. Like maybe it was necessary to defeat the ice elf, but the fact that he did it with no hesitation, without a second thought or anything, it feels like the system is taking over his mind, his personality. Because as you can see too, he cares less and less about how others feel about him, about hiding his strength. We seen later on in the episode as he leaves the gate that this man just was straight up with the leader of the white tigers. It was like, well yeah, well I saved your other two, just be grateful, you know, and don't even touch me a certain way because like I could probably kill you too. You know, so he is not hiding the fact that he's not really an E rank, like at all. And it's like if you watch the episodes or read the manhwa of Sun Jinwoo's character, you could definitely see the changes happening as he's leveling up. But one thing I have to think about as well is the fact that the ice elf talked about hearing voices and stuff, and like it tells them to kill humans, but they have like nothing for Sun, like they don't see him as human, I guess, you know, like Sun is seen as something else.
ところでお前、どうして人間でもないのに人間の中に混ざっているんだ。どうやら自分が何者か分かっていないようだ。我々には声が聞こえる。だがお前に対してはそれが聞こえない。声が聞こえる？システムの命令に似たものなのか。俺に対してだけ声が聞こえないの。
And I wonder if that's related to like the statues. I don't know if what they done to him. Maybe he went from like human to like half god or whatever. But that could be hinting something in the future. The fact that they don't see him as human at all, which I think further supports my theory on the system changing Sung, like moving him past his humanity, and probably eventually he might be a person with like barely any emotions at all. Because at times he really don't express much. So we'll see how that goes. But I think I'm onto something with that theory. Of course, people who read the manhwa knows how the story progresses, so they obviously have more data, more information than me on whether or not my theory is correct or not. But based on these episodes so far, I have a feeling I'm onto something. But moving on, speaking of Sung, like the fact that he could turn anybody he kills into his shadow army, his shadow soldiers, like that's ridiculous. Like of course it depends as well. If they're too high level, too strong, then he can't do it, of course, which is like a great way to have it not be too broken. But the fact that he could also turn humans that he killed into his shadow army, that's also ridiculous as well, because that means in the future he probably is gonna kill like a S rank hunter and turn them into a soldier in the future. And if he gets a S rank hunter by his side that he could have on command, that'll be ridiculous, plus him being himself being an S rank eventually. And another thing to talk about as well is I'm glad that the brother, right, I think his name is Wong, the one that's is going after him, I'm glad that he's honest. I'm glad that he was able to speak his truth, not hide his intentions. Just say, yeah, I just want to kill him, you know, just because. Like, it really is the case, is just because. Like, I'm glad that he's not hiding behind the fact that, oh yeah, I'm seeking revenge for my brother. Like honestly, I don't really mind that he's going after Sung. It was just like a little weird, a little funny that like his reasoning at first, his excuse was that, and it was like, really, you know? So I'm glad that now, since he's showing that his true intentions and his true reasons why he's going after Sung is like, okay, you know, I can accept that. Like, if that's his nature, then I can accept that more than him having an excuse of using his brother. But one thing I'm thinking about as well is like, how many characters are gonna find out about Sung before it goes public of how strong he is? Because eventually he's gonna be the strongest, right? And right now there's too much attention towards him, and there's now top players, like top hunters, I mean, that have their eyes on him. So I wonder what's next. So what's happening now? Eventually he's gonna be in the spotlight. Eventually he's gonna have to explain himself, or I guess show himself as more than just an E-rank. But maybe he doesn't care at this point. Like, eventually it's like he knows is unavoidable at a certain point. So it's like, to him is basically is about getting as strong as possible before that actually happens. Like, I guess he's trying to make sure that he's the strongest before he's like fully exposed and people find out how strong he truly is. Because once he's the strongest, you know, it's not like they could do anything to him afterwards, unless like all the S ranks have like a mission to hunt him down and capture him or something, you know, so they could run experiments. Unless I see something like that where he's hunted down by like all the S ranks. That would be ridiculous. That would be a crazy arc if that was to happen. They still haven't shown what level he is currently, so I'm not too sure. And they still haven't shown like his full stat line, so I'm not too sure about that either. But I wonder what's the like next stages for him, because he's almost reaching the top in terms of the strongest of the strong characters in the show. Actually, now that I think about it, he still have to go back to that castle, right? That Hell's Castle, I believe, back in season 1 that he couldn't defeat to get that item to save his mother. I just remembered that. I think it's almost that time for him to do that, right? I just remembered that. That's insane. So yeah, that's probably gonna be one of the next steps for him, honestly, especially with his shadow army. That'd be insane to bring into that castle. But we'll see. You let me know your thoughts on my theory about the system changing Sung over time. What do you think is the type of person they want him to change into? Do you think it's the system that wants him to change, and that's why his attitude feels like it's changing over time, or is it Sung himself just naturally changing because that's what he wants for himself? How do you feel about Sung not being recognized as human by like bosses and other creatures? Is that a sign of what's to come in the future? Maybe eventually Sung is like gonna be a raid boss for a gate. You know, maybe that's why the system's having him collect shadow soldiers, because he's gonna have a gate of his own and he's gonna be a final raid boss. That could be a theory, and that could also connect with all the S rank hunters hunting him down. That could be something to watch out for. But yeah, this episode really just had me thinking about the future of this season and further beyond in general. So you let me know your thoughts, your predictions. How do you feel about this episode? Let's have a discussion in the comment section down below. Like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.